Harold Ford, Jr. served Tennessee in the United States Congress for 10 years. And he's now chairman of the important Democratic Leadership Council. He is executive vice chairman of Bank of America. He's a news analyst for NBC and MSNBC. And he's a professor of public policy at New York University's Robert F. Wagner Graduate School of Public Service. During his 5 terms on Capitol Hill, Congressman Ford's focus was on results. He served on both the Financial Services and the Budget Committees and was an active member of the House Blue Dog Coalition, where he worked to balance the budget and promote free enterprise. Congressman Ford is a graduate of the University of Pennsylvania, where he earned his BA in American History. He earned his law degree at the University of Michigan. He is also active with several nonprofits and foundations. He serves as an overseer for the International Rescue Committee. He is a member of the Pentagon's Transformation Advisory Group, a member of the Council on Foreign Relations, and he serves on the board of America's Promise. His highly anticipated book on his political education, More Davids Than Goliaths, will be available in bookstores on Monday. I just wish it was ready today. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to offer Kaplan University's summer commencement speaker, the Honorable Harold Ford, Jr.
Mr. President, thank you for the kind and generous introduction, for having me today to share with this great faculty of yours, all of the deans and board of trustees that I've had the opportunity to meet this morning, to all of the parents and friends and colleagues and co-workers and siblings and others whom have joined here to celebrate. I was born and raised in a little town called Memphis. I live now in New York, which is my home now, but I know that there's a young fella from Memphis or Bartlett named Patrick Cece who's here, so I want to congratulate him and he and all of his friends and co-workers whom are here celebrating his graduation. You all are, I know, as I was told by the dean, it's great to be the graduation speaker. People like to see you, but they want you to hurry up so they can get the brunch. So let me be aware of that as I jump into the meat of this for one moment. You all are graduating at a wonderful time, a unique time. Every graduation is a unique time. And this graduation has some distinctions that others may not, that I've had the chance to be a part of and participate in. Your president and I share a passion for education. We don't necessarily share a passion for the same college football team. I'm a Michigan guy and he's an Ohio State guy. But I didn't know that before he invited me, I might add. But being a part of graduations, you are accustomed, the ones I've been a part of, you're accustomed to seeing a group of 21, 22, 23-year-olds or 27, 28, 29-year-olds who may be graduating from graduate school. But to look out across this audience, and as I listened to President Dyke explain how those in this room have shown such courage and determination, and even a great understanding, perhaps others in the country, of how important a stepping stone higher education is to improving your own lives and the lives of those around you. You are graduating into an American workforce and a global workforce, and for that matter, at a time in which America is just a different place and continues to change. We all know the political change the country experienced over the last 2 years, and this city and state played an instrumental role in helping to usher in a new generation of leadership in the country. But the character and kind of problems and challenges we face, I believe, will require a kind of knowledge, experience set, and for that matter, determination that so many of you, if not all of you, have shown to arrive at this point this morning. I think back on when I was blessed to be elected to Congress about 14 years ago. I was 26 years old. I was a student at the University of Michigan Law School, and I was actually traveling back and forth between Memphis, let her cry, I know the feeling. I was traveling back and forth between Detroit and Memphis. Ann Arbor's about 30 miles from, or I should say about 30, 35 miles from the airport. And I'll never forget, Mr. President, my corporate finance class would end at noon or about 1 o'clock on Wednesdays. My girlfriend would rush me to the airport in Detroit to catch a 3:30 flight to Memphis. Thankfully, Northwest Airlines has a hub in Memphis and Detroit, which made it easy to get back and forth as I explored a political run, a run for Congress. I did that for about 25 weeks. And classes differed as I jumped over from semester to semester. But I listened to people, I walked the district, I talked to people, and I announced for Congress the Saturday before Easter. My dad was my predecessor. If you ever run for Congress, it doesn't hurt to have a dad as a predecessor in Congress. He announced Thursday he would not run. I announced Saturday that I would after almost a year of exploration. I asked the voters to give me a chance to go back to Michigan and finish my exams, and then I'd come back and campaign as a full-time job. I went back, I did that. I went back and graduated on my birthday, May 11, and flew home that evening. And my small campaign staff had a graduation party for me at the headquarters, which was a little white townhouse in Memphis in Midtown. And I started the campaign trail that next day. Anyone who's run for office or worked in a campaign know you always are interested in getting invitations to speak before graduations or business groups or labor groups or women's groups or civil rights groups or neighborhood organizations. But I had not one invitation to speak anywhere. My campaign manager, one of them was my elementary school principal. She was a sweet lady. She's the only lady who ever paddled me. She ran into the office one day because all we would ever do is show up at graduations like this outdoors and would shake your hands as you were walking in, not being invited, but just shaking hands. We'd show up at grocery stores and shopping centers and malls and find our way to where people were. But finally, one day she ran into the office and she said, "Baby," she called me baby. She said, "I've got you 35 graduation speeches." And I immediately got excited. Thinking they were high school graduations, I asked all the young people working for me, and they were all young. I couldn't afford to pay anyone. Let's be organized about this and go out and grab every voter registration form we can possibly find. Because if they're graduating from high school, I can urge them to register to vote. I can't politic and ask them to vote for me, but it'll kind of be obvious if I ask them to register to vote. She looked at me and she said, "Baby, these aren't high school graduations." I said, "Don't worry, we'll still get the voter registration forms.